2009 PT Cruiser. Doesn't look too bad outside. The back end, you can see quite a bit of rust. She is pretty rusted underneath. The front wheels, though, I think are pretty solid overall for being such an older and rusted car. This car's been in our part of the country the entire life of its run, I would say. PT Cruisers don't have a lot of body in the back to smash, but anybody that runs them knows they are hard in the back. Might even leave the stock tank in with the first run with this one. So down a cylinder, we think. Let's look under the hood and see. So as I said, think it's down a cylinder. It doesn't want to idle very well in neutral, but once you put it in drive, it takes off pretty good, reverse as well, but kind of a little less power than I would say normal, but runs well enough to smash up, I would say. So not a lot of room up front. We won't change a ton. Might take that stock air fan there out, as well as the battery box for sure underneath there. The big air intake we might rearrange around too, but doesn't run the best, but we think runs well enough to have some fun and hopefully a good run in the Derby. So let's tear into her. And here we are in our garage. It's a little bit cold outside, but like I always say with these cars, when you get them on Facebook Marketplace for cosmetic parts and the headlights, the front plastic bumper, maybe the back, and the taillights, although the back taillights and bumper on this one are pretty damaged. I'd probably give them to someone if they want them. I don't know if they could use them. But yeah, take them off, and when you have some time, and then if somebody wants them, they're ready to go. So the front grille, plastic bumper, and the headlights, they all work. They all still are in good shape, and we got some things done. The front end's pretty much done. So there's some wheel weights got off, and the plastic and everything's ready to go. Again, you know, things to do up front still, like looping the radiator lines over here. I plan on taking out the fan on the inside of the car just because it's too close to the, in particular, the starter, and I don't want anything there in case you get punched in the front over that rebar or even through the rebar. So yeah, a little bit of progress, taking advantage of kind of some downtime, some crappy weather, and the nice new garage. So front end almost pretty much done, really. So here we are with an update a couple weeks after the last one. The weather's warming up and we're getting closer to a Derby. So we are starting to kind of get into phase 2, I guess you'd say. Phase 1 being the bumpers and the headlights and kind of just the outside stuff. We've now got the door windows, got the inside of the doors. Probably stop up front here, just taking out the windshield wipers there and the plastic over that. Did a little bit of tidying up front with the battery box. But we're gonna do kind of more of the cleaning up front and kind of the final phase. That big guy there, I started thinking about cutting it off, but that was too close to the wires because that could get pinned in and the shifter arm's right there. So not sure we're gonna go about that, but we're gonna stop up front here in a moment with that. But just to show again, coming along, the seats about to take out. These PT Cruisers have this bizarre, as you see there, it's not a bolt, it's a star. And it's tough to get torque on it, so a little bit of a headache right now with that. But stopped with that, got the doors all taken out, got the roof out, got the back end, you can see all the plastic out. Got the pretty rusted, but still in good shape. Spare tire here, cut off the bar there, and you can see how the back of this car is pretty rusted, but that's all right. And again, these PT Cruisers, they kind of just have the, you know, these unibody, these compacts. The frame isn't really much, but the frame rail, if you will, or whatever you want to call it, they're just tough on these Cruisers. So again, if she runs well enough and the driver can keep the front wheels clean, I think she's going to be tough. So just some wiring up here left, just going to unplug all that. Again, we unplug all the wires in the back and pull it into the front, likely up there. Stock tank again is good. So or not the wires, but rather the lines are good. The tank itself is good. And again, the tank is sitting up there in front of the rear axles. And I mean, I have no concern at all that this is getting pressed in on at least the first run. That would be one heck of a first run if the driver's able to do that. But yeah, we're gonna stop here in a minute. We're gonna flip this one to probably the other Cruiser. But just an update. Again, we got 2 Cruisers. This one likely is gonna be a buddy of mine, first Derby. So we're coming along. It's looking good. So here is the aftermath again. Just kind of get under the rubber and chisel down around, get it down here, do a cross about halfway, switch sides, go down, and then chisel over to here. And then I just kind of get in and push it over. And again, it has a gel in between the glass layers. The reason why I like to do it like this instead of just getting a saw and hammering it is that makes even more of a mess. I've tried that. I know they have that like piano wire, that really small, it's like a kit you can buy, but it's depending on the vehicle. Like this one has a big kind of lip there. I don't know if it would work well in this because the piano wire, I call it piano wire, it's a thin wire, but it's so thin that one, you have to have someone inside and outside, and I'm always by myself, and two, mine kept breaking even when I had someone help me. I said, forget this is more work than it needs to be, not to mention it's like 25-30 bucks for the kit. So again, cheap, simple, efficient. I push it over and then I'll just go through and chisel out the rest of it. It's clean up front. I'll carefully put this in the weeds, put all the bigger chunks of glass on top of it, sweep up the rest of the shop vac, and she's ready to go. So we're going to do that for both cruisers now. This one is done. Just clean up the mess and pull the other one in. And I'm ready to get all prettied up for the show with our paint jobs. Here she is. Final look, glass out. Swept up with the shock vac. Again, most of it goes in there. Usually I like to take out the carpet completely as well as the seats. But that seat and the carpet I stopped before I was pulling this one aside. But not a big deal. We'll rip out that wiper and just kind of pick the tarp up, put it all in the middle, shock vac it up. And she's ready for the final touches.